There's something about driving through the Scottish Highlands that makes you understand why this place has stayed in people's imaginations for centuries. The landscape holds its history close. You just have to know where to look. And welcome back to my channel, The Scenic Route Traveler. If you're new here, I'm Erin, and I share travel videos from around the world. My sister and I spent a week road tripping through Scotland recently, and the stretch around Inverness became the unexpected highlight. Ancient stones, crumbling castles, and battlefields that still feel heavy with the past. Over the next 16 minutes, I'm taking you through Culloden Battlefield, where you can still feel the weight of 1746. Through Clava Cairns, where Bronze Age stones sit quiet in the forest. We'll walk through Cawdor Castle's gardens, scan Loch Ness from the ruins of Urquhart Castle, and make our way north to Dunrobin, which looks like someone plucked a French chateau and dropped it on the Scottish coast. And because we couldn't help ourselves, we drove out to Glenfinnan Viaduct, you know, where a certain train crosses in the movies. This part of our road trip wasn't just about checking boxes, it was about understanding why this corner of Scotland has this grip on people. Inverness, we drove from Aberdeen Airport, which is about 2.5 hour drive. It is beautiful, in and out a little bit of rain, but all beautiful, and we're excited to be in Inverness and check it out. We're going to go get dinner and kind of see Inverness before it gets dark, and then we have not slept very much and we're just gonna relax after that. We have come down to Inverness, kind of the old town area, for dinner. We ended up just kind of wandering around a little bit around the old town, looking at the different shops and restaurants and by the river. And then we ended up at the Victorian market, where they actually have probably 8 different stalls with food options, which is always just really nice to have when you're traveling with different dietary restrictions or what people like. So I recommend it. And they also have a really good vegan stall if you are vegan or not really vegan. Really good. So we are just going to explore a little bit more and then just end our night relaxing at our cute bed and breakfast. My sister and I are traveling in Inverness for about 2 days, exploring all of the different beautiful places that we've heard from different friends and family who have been, and we're really excited to be here. We're excited to be able to explore the old town and kind of the river walk and some of the different shops and restaurants that they have, which so far walking around this morning has been absolutely beautiful, and I am excited to see what else is in store. It is now just 8 in the morning in our Inverness morning. I got up early to go take some photos of Inverness. The sunrise is going up and my sister is getting ready. So now we are going to head down for our breakfast at our bed and breakfast. And then our plan is to kind of go to the Battle of Culloden and another place I'll put on the screen because I forget the name at current. And then we're gonna go check out Loch Ness. We stayed in Moyna's house in Inverness, and I definitely recommend staying here. It was really cute bed and breakfast with really great rooms, and there is breakfast. And it's only, I would say, less than 10-minute walk from kind of the main part or river walk from downtown Inverness. We're now at Clava Cairns, which is about 5,000 to 6,000 years old, where 1 or 2 people are buried in each of these formations. And yeah, so we're here checking this out. Correction, Clava Cairns was about 4,000 years ago. From the car park to the kind of surrounding areas, the car park is actually just right here, and at the end is over here. So it's not a long walk. If you want to come check this out, you don't have to hike far. It's right off the car park and the road, which is really nice. I would definitely say Clava Cairns is a really great thing to do when you're in Inverness. It is only about a 20-minute car ride from downtown Inverness to Clava Cairns. And then also in that same vein is the Battle of Culloden site, which is also only right around the corner from this very site. So great things to do if you're coming to Inverness. When you come to Clava Cairns, it is free to enter and it's basically open 24 hours. There is a car park in front of it too. It's relatively big, so you can come by for a quick stop or to check out the different spots in Clava Cairns. You can also head to Chanry Point, which is just outside of Inverness, and I've heard that it's a great place to go and see dolphins if you're lucky, so that is also kind of in the surrounding area of your Inverness trip, and when you come here, things to do. From Clava Cairns, you can also head to the Cawdor Castle, which is only about a 15-minute drive. So I would say Cawdor Castle, Clava Cairns, and Battle of Culloden are all near each other. And if you're staying in Inverness, you can easily do even all three in the day. So if you're headed to Inverness, those are some great things that you can do. Clava Cairns is the perfect thing to do if you're very into prehistoric history. I mean, even if you aren't, it is still cool to come to, but my sister, who is excited about some of the prehistoric things we're going to on this trip, she's nerding out in the best way. Yeah. And they didn't have like donkeys or camels. Now we're at the Battle of Culloden, which is basically one of the last big skirmishes and battles between England and Scotland at this site right here. We are at the lovely Cawdor Castle behind me. You can get a ticket just to take the garden walk around and go, I think it's go in the inside of the castle too. So come here. It is not part of the Explorer Pass if you got that, but it is a cool castle if you are kind of in the Inverness area to come see. At the Cawdor Castle and Gardens, there are two different gardens you can go to. There's a walled garden that is from the medieval times, and you can walk around that, and there's a few different spots, and it's beautiful. And then there is another part of the garden that we're going to check out next and head inside the castle as well. And for an accessible tip and note, this is accessible on a gravel path, and most of the garden is also accessible on a path. I think sometimes they probably can get a little muddy, but it's, I would say, a good accessible path in relation to probably some gardens.
quick disclaimer, the castle, the inside of the castle is not wheelchair accessible, just mainly the gardens and the outside of it. We're back in Inverness for a little bit for lunch and getting that, as well as went to Leakey's bookshop, which I think is one of the largest secondhand bookstores in Scotland, but also maybe in the UK. And I could have spent hours and all my money there. It was really cool. So if you're in Inverness, I highly recommend going. There are worse places to stop and have your lunch to go. We're right by Loch Ness. We have made it to the famous Urquhart Castle, and don't come for me if that's not the correct way to say it, but we have made it here and are looking at the most beautiful view of Loch Ness. And I do recommend coming to check out the castle if you are in Inverness and looking to do a day trip to Loch Ness, or if you're spending a few days in Loch Ness. We are at the castle of Dunrobin, which is actually only about an hour 15 minutes from Inverness. So if you have a car, or if you're able to get out here via maybe taxi or bus, it is a perfect day trip from Inverness. And there's also a really nice town right outside of this castle that we're actually going to head to for coffee and drinks after. Come to this castle, it is a privately owned still, so you do have to pay a separate ticket if you have the Explorer Pass. It is not included in that. We have now stopped at the Glenfinnan Bridge. That is also the famous Harry Potter bridge. There's a viewpoint that you can walk to, and it's probably about a 15-minute walk. And the train comes by twice a day, usually at about 10:45 and then 3:10 p.m. in the afternoon. So if you want to see the viaduct when the train goes by, I would come in the morning and then afternoon. There is also a car park and visitor center and a cafe as well. So if you need any of those facilities before or after visiting, they do have that, which is great. All right, so we've made it to the Glencoe area that we are driving through. I guess it's kind of the valley that it has so many really beautiful points that you can stop at along the way. We just drove through the part of Glencoe and kind of the valley in and around it, but a lot of people stop to hike. There are many cool hikes there, but we were really just driving through because we were driving a little bit more south. My sister and I have loved being in Inverness. It's been the perfect blend of having a little bit more to do in this city. Beautiful architecture. The riverfront is gorgeous. Lots of great shops and restaurants. So I highly recommend coming to Inverness, at least for a day, if not 2 days, to explore. And you're also kind of at the heart of going into then the Highlands.
If you're planning a trip to the Highlands, Inverness makes a solid base. Everything I showed you, from the Bronze Age cairns to lakeside castles, is within an hour or two drive. You get thousands of years of Scottish history without constantly packing up and moving hotels. If this video at all helped you plan or inspire you to take that trip, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button below. You can find more detailed guides and tips on my blog, The Scenic Route Traveler. And if you've been to any of these spots, let me know in the comments what I should have spent more time at. Thanks for watching and happy travels.